Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Side by Side, where we go to restaurants in the same vicinity that serve the same food, and we let you know which one reigns supreme. Today, we're in the West Village, and we're going to two places that are only blocks apart, separated by one avenue, Joe's Pizza and Bleecker Street Pizza. Those two places are actually probably on one of the greatest stretches of pizza in the entire world, Bleecker Street, as John's of 12th Street is also there, and then Keste, which was once there as well. Now, these two places we're going to today specifically serve slices of pizza, and they've been featured in a number of different publications. Joe's behind me has been open since 1975 and is a West Village institution. And Joe Pizzullo originally hails from Naples, the birthplace of pizza. They've been famous in the West Village since they opened their doors, but their popularity exploded nationwide, worldwide, in 2004 when Spider-Man 2 aired and Peter Parker worked at and was eventually fired from Joe's Pizza. So let's go inside, check it out, see what they're all about. So here we go, the famous Joe's pepperoni slice. Take a look at that. Oh yeah. And here you gotta fold it, right? Ooh. Look at that cheese stuck to the plate. Oh, I'm not sure if you saw also. Look at that. Nice and toasted on the bottom as well. Here we go. Cheers. That's a delicious blackened crust that they have on the bottom. They really cook the bottom to perfection here. Nice crispy texture to the crust. Also, slices, it's got a lot of oil in it. Pretty greasy, but still just almost what they call the quintessential New York City slice. Floppy. I needed to double fold it where I folded it in like this and I folded it like that. So a lot going on with the flavors here. So the pepperoni has a nice kick to it. You have the sweetness of the tomato sauce and then the creaminess of the cheese coming all together in one. It does have a lot of oil on it, but that blackened crust on the bottom makes it for a very nice extra flavor that not a lot of pizzas have, because sometimes it can be too chewy on the bottom or doesn't add a lot of taste. But this slice right here, with all the flavors, the crispiness of the crust that's nice burned and blackened, just all in all, a good slice of pizza to have here in New York City in the West Village. You can understand why they are a West Village institution. Next stop is Bleecker Street Pizza, which opened in 2004, and they might not be as famous as Joe's Pizza, but they still have a tremendous reputation. Food Network has named them the best slice in New York City for the past 3 years, and on top of that, TripAdvisor has named them the second best pizza in the United States. So let's go inside, check it out, see what they're all about. So one of the things that you're first going to notice when you walk into Bleecker Street Pizza is the variety. A lot more variety that you get when you come to Bleecker Street over Joe's. Joe's has a little less pizza options that you can choose from, but Bleecker has a lot more. What you're going to notice is that it's a little bit more toasted. I noticed that the crust is much more crispy, still has that New York flop at the bottom. It's a lot more firm than the slice at Joe's. Here we go. The foundation of all pizza is the bread. That crust, the bottomness was toasted to perfection. I love the crunchiness, the crispiness. As soon as I took the bite, every bite was just as I bit into it. The flavor was amazing. Then you had the sweetness of the tomato sauce, which added also a nice acidic flavor that went well in contrast to the spiciness of the pepperonis. So you had sweetness, you had a little bit of a kick, and then on top of that, the cheese, it really just added a nice, it made my mouth water as I was biting into it, and then more and more cheese was being chewed in my mouth. Just how much it was just like making my mouth water, and then bringing out all the other flavors within this pizza. It's fantastic. I do have to say this, when it comes to the West Village and you're looking for a good quality slice of pizza, I know we went to two places. This one is fantastic. You really can't lose with either one. All right, folks. I know that we said we were just going to keep the pepperoni slices, but today, compliments of Bleecker Street Pizza, they gave us the Nonna Maria. Now, the Nonna Maria is actually what they call their best slice here. And what it is, it's fresh mozzarella, basil, and a homemade tomato sauce that they have on here. And one of the other things that I found out about this place is the reason that the crust is so much crunchier here than other places that you go to in New York City. A lot of times, the slice places, they might be a little bit too floppy or a little bit too soft and chewy. The reason that the crust here is so much more crispy is because they also add in breadcrumbs to the flour when they are making their pizzas here. That's why it's going to have an additional texture to it. Or some of the people say it tastes almost like you're biting into some crispy chips because that crust is so crunchy. So I'm going to take this slice right here. We can take a look at that. That other half, you know who that's for. That's for the director. You can see the actual chunks of tomato. You can see the basil, the fresh mozzarella. When they first handed it to me, I thought it was ricotta. Here we go. With pizza slices, I always like to have meat on top of it. Give me a little protein. Make sure that I maintain this jacked physique, you know. But this slice, no meat, no protein, I gotta say, it is exploding with flavor. So first you're gonna notice the sweetness of the fresh basil on there when you take a bite into it. And then that crispy texture that I mentioned with the pepperoni slice as well. One of the flavors that you are gonna notice that really comes out and pops out is, so when I was a child and I'll go to other pizzerias in my hometown, it was almost like I could taste the beer that was on tap there. The director pointed out to me that that's actually the yeast that's coming through in the bread flavor. So you're going to notice that the dough to this pizza also has a nice yeast flavor to it. And then that fresh tomato was actually extra sweet compared to that pepperoni slice that we just had here, which I love the pepperoni slice, but this slice, it's a lot more sweet because you have the basil, you have the thick chunks of tomato, this homemade tomato sauce, and then of course that fresh mozzarella. It's like you're just getting a thick cheese that you're biting into, and it's each bite it's just bringing out all these flavors into it. And my goodness, the Nonna Maria. I mean, I do like pepperoni on top of my slices, but if I'm going with no protein on top of my pizza, gotta grab that Nonna Maria. And that concludes our day down here in the West Village. And first things first, the slice of a pizza in New York City used to run parallel with the cost of a subway ride, which is $2.75. Right now, you go into Joe's or Bleecker Street, it's going to run you $5 for a slice, which, in all honesty, I thought was a little bit on the higher end just for a slice of pepperoni. But, hey, I'm not the guy running the business here. I'm only the consumer that's willing to pay that $5 for those slices of pizza. Now, when I'm actually comparing them to let you all know which one that I liked more for this side-by-side episode, I got to go with that Bleecker Street Pizza. The reason for that is I just love the crust, the texture that had with them making the breadcrumbs and having it a little bit more crispy to the texture of the pie. It was awesome. On top of that, the slice at Joe's, it was good, but had a little bit too much oil for me, which is kind of crazy because I'm a guy that loves greasy food. But there was a lot of oil on it. On top of that, if you're looking for some variety, for instance, the Bleecker Street Pizza had Nonna Maria. You go there, they're going to have a salad slice. They're going to have buffalo chicken. They're going to have barbecue chicken. They're going to have pretty much anything and everything that you can think of. And on top of that, they'll have Sicilian with it as well. So for Bleecker Street, there's going to be a lot of variety for you to choose from. They're the winner of this episode of Side by Side, but both places were fantastic nonetheless. You can see why they've been featured in a number of different publications and why they have such great reviews across the board online. And from everyone over here at A Piece of New York, we just want to say thank you for the views. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you like the content, give us a subscribe. And we hope you have a great day and a better week. We'll see you all soon, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.